After this modification, the fan will no longer be belt-driven. It will be driven by hydraulics. The installation of the new components involve integrating into the existing hydraulic system with the addition of a new valve assembly and a pump on the upper right-hand side of the CR960, and the new drive assembly replacing the old belt-driven system on the lower right-hand side of the CR960.
Okay, what we're going to start out here is drain some hydraulic oil from the machine. So when I start on the hydraulics, pump upstairs here. We got most of the oil out of the system that we don't have a lot of leakage and oil all over the place.
How much oil?
Well, you need to drop at least 15 gallons of oil, maybe more. On the other machines, we've drained anywhere from 15 to 20 gallons of oil out of the unit, so we can get enough oil out of the reserve tank upstairs and pumps and stuff to replace everything. Otherwise, you got oil running everywhere.
Yeah. Okay. 5735.
There's a cap down here. Remove this cap. Some of them have plastic. They used to have plastic right there. There's a plastic plug in here that fit in the cap. Okay, you got to take the valve and open the valve by taking a wrench and open it up. Then you got to be paying attention because you got to get your buckets ready. Focus on after you get your oil drained and set the buckets off the side and get them covered right away so they stay clean. I'll find a board or something to put over the top and we can cardboard. Then we can reuse this oil. Now just let her sit. And that little, like I said, in these caps, there's a little rubber plug in there that kind of a seal that helps any leakage or drippage.
Hold on, so let me get the. Can we reopen it?
Yeah, there's a little bit of reflection in there, but not much. I think at this point I'm going to cap it back up and shut her down.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to start out on this pump. This front cover plate's got to come off. There's 6, I think they're 10 or 11 metric cap bolts here that have to be removed. But I also have to loosen up these 4 Allen bolts, and the torque on them is pretty high. I'll get the torque specs for you here after we reassemble. I'm going to break those. What I'm going to do right now is just break them loose, so when I get up here, I can get them out. When I get the front plate off and get my new collar in there, there's a bushing goes in there, and this big plate fits up here so I can put the motor on. It's a mounting plate for the pump. I can get it, but it's going to be a little harder to work up here like this. Because behind this faceplate cover, there's hydraulic oil in here too. Yeah, they're 10s.
10s?
10s. And the torque on these aren't very much. They're just, I don't know for sure, but I'll check it out. But I don't think the torque is much more than 15, 20 pounds of torque, or maybe 10 to 15 pounds of torque on these points. Each one of these bolts have a washer that go on it. That's the new replacement bolts for the Allens I took loose. They go in here when it fits up to the block. See, this doesn't, we don't use that. This plate is always sent along with the kit. With this motor, this hydraulic motor put on this machine, we don't use this plate. Now this may, they may want to save this for the farmer or the dealer. Stays with the machine in case that pump ever has to be removed. It's just a part of the pump where the drive gear goes in and everything on the pump. Number 4. I don't remember that hand like that, but I thought this was book was in. This fitting has to go in with the O-ring facing down into the pump. That's what seals it for leakage. Because the new line that comes on has got a O-ring here to seal it on the other end. And snug on my hand. And then when I get the pump mounted, torqued and tight, I'll come back with a big wrench and lock that down and set it. Yeah, I'm putting a bucket under here to trap any oil that hopefully leaks down here. It'll leak in the bucket instead all over the machine. We still do get leakage on the machine and that, but I try to contain as much of it as I can. I'm going to take 4 completely out, and I'm going to leave 2 about half threaded. Just pulls this plate in. There's pressure on the back side. It will knock out a collar with another plate. But there's a pin in there we don't want to have come out.
Arms on there, got it. Up with it.
With all the hoses in that way, it's really hard to catch all the line. This sleeve that just come out, that has to stay in. The keyway here, pull this cover off. Here's the pin here they're talking about, in the grid lock position.
Good 3 o'clock.
That has to be in place. This sleeve, when you pull it out, has to be in place. There's no keyway here. If you would pull that cover off, this would come out. You'd have to realign this with the keyway on your gears to make sure everything's in line here with your pin and your keyway on this spacer shaft. So that has to stay in place like that. And the drive gear.
New cover and drive gear.
Yep, for the pump. This hole on this has to be facing, if you're looking at it, like on a 6. It has to be in a 6 position. And that little pilot hole for that pin has to be at the 3 o'clock position over here. Okay? And you go to put this on, this has to go in first. It should fit through here like this with this sleeves in here, and this slides over the top of this. And as this goes on, I have to take and rotate this till I find that pin in this little hole. And feel it slip in and lock in. And I know it's in position. Here's the pin I was talking about, the 3 o'clock position.
That pin that you're talking about falling out.
Right. That pin will fall out a lot of times if you pull this plate up and there's pressure behind there with the oil. And this collar slides out. There's a set key here.
Okay.
That has to be engaged with that set key. Now I'm going to put this on with this pilot hole for the oil passage down at the bottom and the tin hole here at the 3 o'clock position. I'm going to slide it on.
Gonna have them redo it.
The way to tell is rotate this to the left or the right just a little bit. And you'll feel that pin right there. It's all in. And then you know you've got it.
So I am
Clean
going
going back in. Last thing you want in here is just to breathe in there. Yeah, these are little bolts. It's either 12 or 15 pounds.
I'll look and see. Found your fitting. It's in.
Okay. I just started drawing my bead.
30.
I hear it, but it-
This is what they're calling the number 2 O-ring. And it goes around this flange piece. I take my finger and just kind of go around this O-ring and seat that down in there. Make sure that it lines up the seats. I always put the steering levers down to the bottom so they can see it. Never need more for a deformation on a pump or something. Works it on. Very carefully put it. And I don't move this plate around too much because the more movement you got on the plate, you can take a chance of catching that O-ring and knocking it out.
Well, pump number 2.
I put the small green O-ring on the pump, around the face of the pump here. And there's two fittings on it right now, they're just snug. One's a larger fitting, one's a smaller fitting. As you look at the pump, there's an arrow. As this pump goes on the unit, the arrow goes to the front of the machine, towards the cap. This big fitting is always to the back of the machine. So if there's any, the guys don't, because this pump will go on either way. If they need to know that, the arrow goes forward and the big fitting will throw to the back. Smaller sheet of bolts. Now when you put this in, you have to line this spline up within here. So you're going to have to take this and tip it to the left or right. You can kind of stand back and see it here a little bit to get your bearings where you got to go. Because you want to keep that, keep it lined up as best you can so when you put that together, the O-ring stays in place. That's why.
You need one of them hand torques with the socket.
Yeah, that would work. That
That's
would
what
work
you need.
too.
You need one of those torque wrenches with the, install your fittings after you put the pump on and torque it. That's what you gotta do. Put the fittings in the pump after you.
Step.
Yeah,
Okay, there's
that's it. That's right at 90 right there.
There are O-rings on them.
yes, there is.
Yeah, right behind it.
So you thread them in after this is all torque, the proper torques. 220, between 70 and 90, I guess.
Yep.
I think it's 90.
15.
These here, you just want to seat them up tight. Don't go crazy on these because they got O-rings in them. The O-rings do the job if they're good stuff. Okay. There's a large one and a small one. There's two in each bag.
Which ones did you put on already?
The backside.
Okay.
Okay. On this side, on the back side, there's a B port and an A port. The small one goes in the A port, the B port, the bigger one.
Okay.
Because this unit, when it sits in the machine, it'll sit like this, up on the frame. And I leave the caps on them for now until I get my installation on my other lines because I don't want to booger up the threads. There's O-rings on these also. What you want to do is just get them in there. Get them in there and get them snug. Like so. This is protective cover to the port. Okay, that little jewel goes on this side right here. Okay, that's what it looks like. There's four long pin, I don't know if those are 11s or 10s, I gotta look, they might be 13s.
Carriage bolts or
Yeah, there's bell washer on the bottom and a nut. There's four of them. And then these are the mounting bolts that go to the frame. Test port has always got to be to the inside of the machine. So as you're looking at the pump on the inside of the machine, this plate has to lay like this. Okay? And what that does, when it runs along the channel frame of the machine, it throws this valve out instead of in. And that'll make a difference on the alignment of your hoses and the length of hoses.
And then that goes to the inside of the machine?
This inside test port always goes to the inside of the machine, yes. The top plate lays on the pump or the valve this way, so the frame rail runs here and it offsets and throws the valve out this way. That's just how it's going to be mounted in the machine. Okay? cord is hanging there, that's what you should be looking at. It can be adjusted forward or backwards, depending on where the line's got to line up on the inside when I cross them big 2 new hydraulic lines. So I'm going to tighten it up a little bit, but I'm not going to get it too tight until all those lines are mated up, and then I know my adjustments right on.
Everybody's, how are we gonna get it out? Oh, you gotta take that.
Now the valve is pretty much mounted, it's loose, it just needs to be tightened up and torqued. So I won't do anything until I get my inside lines on, and I can start running my line here, bring my hose around here, and hook it into here. And there's a line here that hooks here, and goes up back to the oil tank, which I'm going to do those right now and get those running. So it routes up over here. Basically what you've got a hose running here, free of any rubbing on any metal or anything like that. And then if we have to, we can wire tie it back once the hoses get in. Can you hand me that big crescent wrench down there?
Yeah, sure. Which one?
The black one right here on the front there. It's a compression fitting, so you just got to get it tight. Okay, we're going to go here at top first, so I'm going to climb up here. And start this one. I'd rather go this way and keep it away from this bolt. And we can just wire tie it back if we have to. That's what we'll do. We'll go this way with it.
5636.
Once again, this is a flat compression fitting, so you don't have to go nuts on it. You just got to get it good to smell.
Well, that's an easy fix if they don't.
Well, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to crawl up on the back of the green combine, and I'm going to go in here and put that elbow fitting in up there. The large elbow fitting.
5854.
Okay, there's a plug in here with a Torx head. Yeah, it's a 6-point Torx tool. We can get that out. Turn that in like that. And stretch it a little bit. When I push that pump back, it should work. Turn that down. And you got to remember here, you're going into plastic with this on an insert, so you don't want to go too nuts torquing that down. Be ideal with the right wrench. Now the bar. Because we had trouble with this last year. Some of them come right off. You could almost get them off with your fingers. The next one was so friggin' tight you'd have to use dynamite.
Here.
Well, okay, here's the new T-fitting. Got to go in here on the bevel, seat it, thread it on, just get her snug, line it up.
So you're adding that to the existing fitting that's there.
Right. So we can hook this hose from here to the pump. Okay. So I'm going to put a wrench in here. Snug it up, try to keep it straight. This might be the best way to do it. Remove this hose, and you can get a wrench in here to hold this to break it loose, and also put it all back together. Otherwise, all you can do is get a crescent wrench on the back side of this, and you can't get enough meat on it. So that might be the best way to do it. Put a small 1/2-inch drive extension in here on this end, and also this end when you tighten it. Then I just gotta tighten this hose up. I gotta run a hose from here out to my pump. Hose goes up on top of here, and then it routes and comes in and goes into this fitting here. And as you're threading these, you kind of wiggle that hose so you get that sequence seated into there. And you gotta be careful here because there may be some oil on that pump. When you pull that connector off, you're gonna get wet. You just take that hose, spin it right on around, make sure the fittings in here, your O-rings are, always check to make sure your O-rings are here. If there's O-rings on your collars. That should be it for the hoses. On the T, on the tank. The only thing I'll have to do is go back up and maybe put a tie strap up in here to tie the hose here solid so it doesn't sit and flop and vibrate and rub a hole in it or wear a hole in it. We're going to finish tightening up this valve. That kind of preset everything for the distance where everything hooks up right. This will all be done. Because then the rest of it will be just routing the two hoses on the other side going down the hydraulic motor on the fan. They should be the same length. So they're two of the same. And then this. They'll have.
This thing.
Yeah, real careful. Well, you want to put a little oil on them babies and get them in there.
A little oil just to help.
It helps seat them down in there. It plugs